Alright, this is going to be a demonstration for how to tweak and refine your double exposure photo. So, once you like actually combine your second photo with the portrait photo, there may be some instances where it may be really difficult to see the second picture. So, just a couple of things. I'm gonna give you some tips on like how to make that second photo pop out more. There's a lot of different options or things that you can do. But very first thing you want to do though is just make sure to desaturate the portrait photo. And in some cases though, you may or may not need to do this. But I do highly suggest to desaturate the portrait photo just because it is competing with the colors of the second photo with your portrait photo. So sometimes it's a little bit harder to see like the second picture if you have too many colors going on. Like it's kind of hard to see like Spider-Man. But if you make it black and white though, like I did earlier, it makes it a little bit easier, and it'll help pop out that second image more. But there are some instances where you have like the color and then you have like the second image, and it does work out real well. You have like those nice colors between the two, but it's just a suggestion though. You will keep things black and white. That's kind of like typically how double exposure photos look like. So just make sure to try to like scroll over the different overlay options. I do really like in Photoshop though that you can really just highlight the picture and just see all the different options because typically this wasn't like this before. You kind of had to click on it to see how it looked, but I like it this way though because it gives you a little bit more options or things to look at. But in terms of like the overlays, so just to give you like an overview of what it is. Normal is like basically just like showing the second image, and this is applied on the second picture that you use. So, but the overlay kind of creates like see-through options though with your photos. If you look at multiply, basically that's anything that's in multiply and in this bracket here, darken to darker here. Basically what's happening though is all the areas that are white and gray, that's where the image is basically showing up. If you go on to the next bracket where it's like light and lighter color between these areas, this is only focusing on the dark value. So like there's are like dark grays, dark darks. This is like the only parts where your images are showing up. So lighting does play like a big part in how these overlays work. And then overlay and these other ones, they kind of do like in between. So overlay is kind of like in between like the light and the multiply. And then these ones kind of do like really weird things. So I kind of just play around with it though. I kind of like overlay though just because it's like in the middle ground between the two. I think that's really nice. Some things you can change though. You can actually change the opacity of the second image. So when I lower the opacity, basically I'm kind of like just fading out the second picture. So this basically turns it to nothing. This basically fades it out. So if you have a hard time seeing the portrait, I suggest lowering this value a little bit if needed. Portrait you want to keep the same, but in order to pop things out though, you may want to go on the layer mask here. So you can go on this layer mask, and if you wanted to, you can erase parts of the picture. So if I just change this to 30 opacity, and if I want to bring out Captain America a little bit more, I can actually just use a big eraser and whoops, yeah, I'm gonna use the color black. Actually, I'm gonna use white. No. Oh, actually, yeah, you got to go back on this picture. I apologize. So, let me see. So one of these layers that you want to make black, that's actually making that darker. Hmm. And this isn't working how I want it to work. Probably need the background picture. So if I make this black, yeah, you can see it better. It's because my background wasn't working. So, if we color this part black on the portrait layer, basically we're erasing like parts of the image, and this actually pops out the Captain America a little bit more. So that's like one option you can do. And I might actually change the opacity to 10 actually, because I want to do it very, very subtle though. That's like an easy way to pop out like characters if you can't really see them that well. But there's other options too you can do. You can actually adjust the lighting on the your portrait. So if you click on the portrait image, another thing you can do is you can go to adjustments, brightness and contrast, and this is actually going to affect like that specific layer. So if you brighten up the picture, so if I want to pop up the portrait more, I can pop it on more this way. That way it's a little easier to see the portrait as opposed to the second character. But those are just a couple of changes you can make, and you can see like the difference between like what I did here and oops, let me see, kind of like what I had in the beginning. I think I was like up to here. Yeah, this is like kind of like right here to there. You can see just like a subtle difference though, but this really helps it out. And there's more complex ways of doing it though, but I suggest doing it these two ways. If you need help, I can come by and help you out. There is a way where you can kind of like manipulate the lighting even further to pop out these things, but just try these methods first, beforehand.